What's up, guys? Man, we back with another episode, man. Man, we got Vavrix in the building, BO, man. Also, too, man. If y'all don't know my uncle, I gotta throw that out there, man. And then, man, I gotta ask, bro, like, what make you go with your name instead of like? 'Cause I know a lot of artists will create a name or something, but you actually going by your first and last, man. What made you decide that?
Simply the artist me. So that's what I wanted to represent. That's really it. The artist me. So.
Right. Nah, that's real, man. That's real right there. And then, man, you know, you sporting off the new brand, man, the Y'all Vision, man. We got the Y'all Vision hat, man. Make sure y'all get one, right? DM them, right? Man, let's get right, man. Get you a hat, man. Talk about Y'all Vision and what's that about?
Well, it's really just a movement. Really, honestly, I don't want just anybody wearing the brand. You got to be standing by the principles that what this really stands for. Y'all Vision, Yahweh short for God, and Vision is influence at the bottom of the eyelid. Simply, man, we got to be conscious and aware of how we affecting the individuals on this earth and in this walk. So we got to be real intentional about how we think and how we move to better in turn to affect the others around us. That's our job at the end of the day.
Right.
God gonna ask you when you get there, what did you do for others? You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Gotta have that Yah vision, that discernment to decipher good and wrong. Hey, I needed to be doing this.
Man, that's real right there. And like he said, I don't want anybody to spoil my brand, right? It made me think of Eric Thomas. He was like, one day on the video, he was like, stop telling your wife you associate with me. Stop telling your wife you listen to me. Because she don't see it. You know what I'm saying? She don't see the changes. She don't see that. Yeah. I'm like, man, hey, that's what made me think of that. Like, I don't want anybody just wearing my hat, right? Yeah. So, man, nah, that's real right there. And then, you know, I heard you say, you know, like God's going to ask you about certain things, and you were, you know, talking about how life's not just about you, but how you can affect others. Yeah. You know, going back to that Nip clip, kind of, you know, like the true actor, you know, inspiration is being able to inspire, right? Exactly. Like the true actor, right? If I'm saying that correctly. But man, when did you figure that out though? Like when did you figure out life wasn't about you?
Really at a young age. Honestly, you know how we grew up. You know what I'm saying? It was 10 people in a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom apartment. You know what I'm saying? Right. Just really surviving it and loving on each other and trying to make do with what we had. So really at a young age, and that really is a blessing to understand that life ain't about you.
It is.
It gives you just an extra gear, extra leg up. You feel me? And then a different level of understanding. So you learn how to move different.
Right.
Since the womb.
Right. And too, man, like, you know, going to that, like, life not about you, like, a lot of people be sad and things because, like, you really just be thinking about yourself, but, like, going back to that, like, life not about you, like, I know for me, it helped me to be, like, you know, when I'm tired, when I'm sad, like, I'm like, I think about my kids, like, you know what I'm saying, and I'm like, okay, life not about me, I gotta grind, I gotta keep moving forward, right, and it's like I always tell people, like, if you're doing it just for you gonna stop. Like, you're going to stop when you're tired. You're going to stop when you feel sick. You're going to stop when you feel like quitting if it's just about you. But if you got people, like, you want to make happy, inspire, right? Like, you're going to always, you know, keep on going, man. And then, man, like, you know, talk about the music, man. What made you, you know, get into music, man?
Really, it was just a different passion, finding another passion. I had to put ball down. I had to medically retire into my spine. So really, it really saved my life. It was really started off as therapy. You know what I'm saying? Something that was really cool. You know, we screwed up click. We grew up rapping.
Right.
Y'all really know. We started early, but you know, we never took it serious, but got to college, you know what I'm saying? Had to channel this energy, this all this pent up emotion, aggression somewhere else, turned it into creativity, and then it was music. So it's cool, bro. Life changing, life saving.
Right. When we gotta adapt to when it changed, man. Right, adapting to your environment, right, for real. And then, man, let me ask, man, because it's just like, you know, I was over here thinking about it. I'm like, man, so let me ask you this: if you were healthy, and you know, you could make it your vision, would you be playing football right now if you would have stayed healthy?
Yeah.
Or would you be like, nah, this music thing going too good?
I don't think I would have even been doing music because I know where I would be. So I would probably even be doing music. I still had a love for music. I love music. I love sound. I love sonics. I really love music. So I would still have a love, but I wouldn't probably be making it. I know I'd be balling. You feel me?
Right.
You know.
And that's real, man. And man, yeah, man. The upbringing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, 10 people, you know, 2 bedroom, 1 bedroom, man. He not lying to y'all, man. We eating off the same sounds, wearing the same clothes. Yeah. I think a few times I have to use the same toothbrush and all, man. But, you know, memories like that, man, they just really, you know, humbling, man. And
definitely wore your drawers a few times, for sure. Yeah.
Oh man, for sure, man. And then man, let me ask, bro, if you can, because like when I listen to your music, man, there's nobody I can really think of. You know, like now I with the influence in the lyrics now I can J. Cole, right, Kendrick, like certain people, right. I'm like with that influence, right, in your music, like you really trying to influence when you're making this music. You really conscious of that. Let me ask, man, like who would you compare yourself to, like if you had to, like?
I think you said it, J. Cole, Kendrick, Andre 3000. So
Right.
just them three mixed up in one. You know what I'm saying? So
that's real. And then man,
real music, man. Real music.
Real music.
Substance.
Right.
Substance traveled a long way. You know what I'm saying? It'll take you far. It's not nothing microwave. It's made with intentions.
Right, that's real. Made with intentions. And man, so with that, like would you find yourself like kind of like, because like I'm sure in the music game you got to be able to be versatile and things like that. So like if somebody bring you a song or something, they like, this would be good for you, but it's not really what you stand for as far as the influence and things like that, but it can be a great song. Would you still do it?
Somebody asked me that on another interview, would you make a TikTok song? I'm like, well, it depends on the opportunity, but my art don't permit to that, so I stick with my art. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I got to make what's organic to me, what feel good, what feel right. I'm not really chasing that. I'm chasing creating good art.
That's real.
So
that's real right there. And then man, let me ask, man, what's the studio process like with you, man? How long is your studio sessions normally, man? Are you writing, or is this coming off the top of the head, or what's the studio session like?
Like I said, you gotta be prepared, man. You gotta come to the studio. I'm already ready every time I come in the stew. But it just depends on how I'm feeling, if I want to take my time or not. There's been times where I got the verse done in like 5 minutes.
Right.
And I booked for like an hour. I'm like, damn, so we just chilling. You know what I'm saying? But it just depends, you know what I'm saying? Because it's fun. Making music is fun. It's a fun process for me.
Right.
So it's usually not a lot of individuals in the stew with me. Because that's business. It's fun, but it's business. But it's being prepared at all times, because you don't want to waste nobody's time. You know what I'm saying? I take this money on the line, take it serious. So
that's real. That's real right there. And then I just gotta ask too, man. Who would be some artists in the game and stuff, or even locally that you are looking forward to making music with, or would make a song with if you had the opportunity to? It can be mainstream, local, all that, man.
I go mainstream. I definitely want to make a song with Lauryn Hill.
Okay, I can see that.
Andre 3000. I need that.
Andre, we need that.
Come on now.
You would do the both set that I asked you the damn thing, the same question. He said Andre 3000.
I need J. Cole, of course. Of course, J. Cole. I need Boogie too, West Side Boogie. So, saying,
right.
Luke, Earth Gang. You know what I'm saying? I like working though. I like creating.
Right.
Being versatile, seeing what our sounds could make and mash. That's the fun part about making music, just creating.
Right.
That's the exercise, man. Shit is, man.
Man, that's real, man. And so with the music and stuff too, man, are you looking to be like signed to somebody's label? Do you want to start your own? Are you looking to be independent? Like, how does that go when you're an artist and you trying to make that decision? Is it based off of money? Is it based off of like what is it based off for you?
It's just opportunity and what it looks like. So I'm an artist. I know what things are supposed to look like. I know how to structure my deal. I know what I'm supposed to sign on, I'm not supposed to sign. Really, is y'all gonna let me have the artistic and creative freedom to do what I need with my art, you know what I'm saying, monetize off it as I should, you know what I'm saying. So it just all depends. I'm already moving it as an independent artist, but if a label come around, it just depends on what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm deny this and that. Somebody offered 10 mil. We gotta sit down and talk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what's up?
Right.
But if it ain't right, because like I said, it's not about the money. If it ain't right, I know what my art, how valuable my art is.
Your worth, right? So, knowing your worth. And how important is that, man? Just like knowing your worth. Because I feel like a lot of people, man, like if they knew that and their worth, man, they'd go a little bit harder.
I mean, it comes down to knowing your principles. If you don't know your principles, you definitely don't know your worth.
Come on.
And then if you don't know your worth, you easily sway, you easily play, you don't have no foundation.
Right.
So you easily convinced, gullible.
Man.
So you gotta.
And that's
and
real.
Art is priceless. You feel me? Art is priceless. Can't let nobody tell you what you create is what it's worth. You know
right. And that's real. And you know, just going back to you know, your worth is like I tell people, like if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Absolutely.
It'll be easy for somebody to manipulate you, change your mind, influence you to do this and do that. If you're weak-minded, but knowing your worth gonna stop a lot of that, right? I'm not gonna spend time over there. I'm not gonna be around these certain people, things like that, man. So that's big on knowing your worth.
Yeah, you gotta separate yourself to elevate yourself. That is so true. It's not cliche. It's really true.
It is.
Because I mean, you are who you surround yourself with. You are your daily habits. You know what I'm saying? Daily habits is really controlled by your environment. So
right.
You gotta be intentional about who you're around. What you're doing.
And like daily habits, man. Let me ask you that. Like what do your daily habits look like?
It's really just healthcare. Just trying to go to work. You feel me? Knock out that. After work, I'm probably gonna go work out.
But you really, that's what I'm saying. You really, I didn't see you. You eating right, sea ball, salmon, fish, like certain stuff in the crib. I'm like, I stay at his crib. I'm like, man, what the snacks at? What the cupcakes?
None of that because. Just understanding what it's really doing. You feel me? The toxic food creates toxic mind.
That's real.
So you gotta really be intentional and really do your research because its system is not for the black and brown at all.
Right.
You gotta move like that because, like I said earlier, it's for the generations that's coming up behind us. You know what I'm saying? We gotta learn from our mistakes so they can grow and be better. Every generation is supposed to be better than the next, and if it's not, we ain't doing our job.
That's real.
So.
That's real right there. And then, man, just back to the music real quick, because I wanted to ask you, because I know I asked you about, like, the deals and things like that. I always hear a lot of artists talking about owning their stuff, owning the, you know, the masters, owning their songs and things like that. Is that something you, like, thought about? Like,
well, of course, you know what I'm saying, but in order to own your master, you got to have leverage.
Okay.
That's why it's cool to take your time and build up your independent status, you know what I'm saying? But when the level comes, you got leverage. You can say, okay, let's make a different deal. We're not about the 360.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I can make money on my own. I've been making money on my own. But definitely ownership is important. That's why I'm creating your own visions. I buy all my beats. All my beats is owned. Everything I put out is owned. I'm able to capitalize off of it. Feel me? Trademarked. You know what I'm saying? So, gotta move to ownership. That's very important.
Man, no, that's real right there. And then just two, man, you know, speaking to the whole ownership deal, and like you was talking about, like building it up. I was watching this video from Nipsey. You know, I'm always going back to Nipsey because you know he somebody who talk game, and you already know. So it's like he was talking about like with Jay-Z and like the deal. He was like building your brand up. He said that's why I stayed independent for so long. That's why I was saying fuck the middleman for so long, right? Because then when it was time to do my deal, like you say, I had the leverage. Yeah. Now we really want this. You feel me? So so I'm like, no, I definitely hear you on that. You know, building, you know, everything up, man.
You gotta be able to control your narrative. If you can't control your narrative, you really don't have no power.
That's real right there.
So you might as well get the Vaseline out.
For real though, hey, right? Well, Ice Cube say no Vaseline, huh? or something like that, right? Oh man, that's funny, man. And let me ask you this, man. What allows you to help control that? Because you know, like I heard once again, Nipsey in the song say you got to keep the devil in this hole, and I'm like, that's real right there. And that's an everyday process. So it's like, what help you control your narrative? I know, like, for me, like, man, it's having faith. It's understanding, too, like, all right, we're going to go through hard times. Like, that's inevitable. That's winning. That's $10 million in the account, $5 in the account. You're going to go through it. So I know them things that help me.
Yeah, like you said, just having faith, just knowing God's going to make a way. Staying consistent and intentional, just not giving up. You got to keep moving forward. If you stop, you're never going to get to where you need to be anyway. So just keep moving and understand obstacles is a part of life. That's how you grow. You know what I'm saying? You need the water. You need the water to grow the seed, and the water is in trials and tribulations. Get that nutrients, learn them lessons, use that discernment for next time, and move better, do better, know better.
And that's real. And like water, man, you need water and you need that dirt. You need that dirt on your name, like they say. Take a little dirt for a seed to grow. Like so,
the dirt won't hurt, man. Greg said the dirt won't hurt.
Man, they used to eat that, man. For real, man. And you know, it's crazy, man, like just growing up and, you know, just to see where you at now, you know what I'm saying? You know, with the whole music, man, you know, you out there performing, you know, really believing, man, and like what you're doing is really, you know, influential, bro, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, man, we got to get him on the show, man. We got to, you know what I mean?
Bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's family, you know what I'm saying? Proud to see you doing what you're doing. really just putting batteries on individuals' backs, man. Just motivating, grinding. You know how we grew up, man. We was catching the bus at 6 a.m. to go work out, bro, at 13, 14
man,
years old.
For real, man.
We're talking about dedicated individuals, you know what I'm saying, discipline.
And you know, it's crazy just even going back to that, because like I look back to that and I'm like, what we doing now, what we've accomplished to this point, it's no surprise, and what we are going to accomplish in the future. Because I'm like, it's like I tell the homies we always talk about it. We're like we've been doing the most since we was kids.
The most.
We sacrificing the most. We on this bus, right? For
real.
I'm like, this not something, Trish had pointed that out in the interview. He was like, man, that resiliency didn't just start a couple years ago. It started back when we was kids and we first met. Nah, that's when it really started. So
we're resilient, man.
Man,
it's a lifestyle.
Man. It is, man. And man, you telling the truth, man. So let me ask, man, like, what's some, like, I always like to ask this question, bro. Like, what's some inspiration that you would give to somebody who like struggling in a dark place, who want to make this music, but they thinking about stopping and things like that? Like, what's something you would tell them?
Well, you gotta decide first if you really want to do it or not. You gotta make sure you're doing it for you, not the reward or the benefit or others. You gotta, cause I'm doing it. This music make me feel alive. You feel me? Simply.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I lost one passion, gained another. But I also understand my value. You know what I'm saying? So know your worth, and also you gotta know how to work. Certain individuals know how to work. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to grind and get what they have because they've been spoon fed their whole life. So you gotta get rid of that. Learn how to put your, you know what I'm saying, feet to the pavement, 10 toes, and go for it and get it.
For real, bro. That's real right there. And you gotta, keep going, bro. That's real right there, man. And just, man, like I say, man, you've been killing it, man. Music, I see you always working with, every artist and things like that, man. So when you decide to work with these artists, once again, I go back to like, is it based off of style? Is it based off of opportunity? Is it based off of, okay, I need this money? Or like, how do you go with them? Like, are you like, I just want to work. I'll work with anybody.
It's been all organic, man. Really just wanting to work. Is really networking.
Right.
Building up my network and artists just seeing the work, seeing how I'm moving. And they fucking with the sound. I'm organically fucking with the sound. I really like creating. You know what I'm saying? It's been nothing but we got some amazing artists out here with some great. It's a lot of talent out here.
For real.
So I'm like, so.
How do we bring that together though? Because I always hear like people like he dope, and then like I said, I hear people music. I'm like, bro, why ain't you signed yet? Right? I hear this person. How can we bring that all together though, bro? To really, build Arizona up. Because I feel like, Arizona, man, I mean, it's a good, dope place, man. We on the rise, building, a lot of people coming. But as far as, like, the music scene and stuff, like, I feel like we don't got just that yet.
I feel like artists got to start supporting other artists. We got to start doing our own thing. Because from what I experienced in the industry out here, man, the DJs and the promoters, they're moving selfishly. They doing business with who they want to. Right. It's really biased. It's not moving off principle. So the artists just got to take advantage of it. The product, we the product, you know what I'm saying? Nothing move without us. So put our minds together, run our own venues out, put on our own shows, and move from there.
Right. No, that's right there. And I like one thing you said. You like they moving off bias, not off principle. And like it go back by Nip, like he said, like a lot of people move logically. They think about what's best for them, right? So, like you said, they're not really sticking to their principle, you know what I mean? Because they think about the money, or they thinking about, oh, well, that's just a bag, versus bro who don't got no money really better than him, though. Like, just principle, bro. Like, what you really think is true, right? Like, but, nah, that's real right there, man. Yeah, man, I definitely feel like, man, what you're doing and stuff, man, is definitely going to pay off, man. And you also just dropped was it I want to say a new video, right? And you only dropped part 1 so far, right? So, man, how was that? Because, man, I definitely thought it was dope, man, and the whole idea. Like, how did you come up with that?
Really just the song. Just first off the hook of the song, I dropped a new song called Over There. Streaming numbers is doing really well. Right. Really, just cool. Just proud of that. But just the hook goes, patience is a virtue. Rushing in might hurt you. You know what I'm saying? In the video, I'm in the mountains of Ponderosa on the south side of Phoenix. That's in the hood, you feel me?
Right.
It's beautiful in the hood, man. We in the mountains. Scorpion Ghost from the Ponderosa Ranch.
Power off.
Just really, just wanted to be at one with nature, because I feel like the closest thing to God is nature and the impurity, you know what I'm saying? In its innocence, you know what I'm saying? Because it acts as its creation and nothing more. You know what I'm saying? And if you notice in the video, man, I didn't have my shoes on.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I thought it was right.
I'm connected. You feel me? to the earth and connected to everything around me. So I really just felt good. Did 3 songs. The first one Over There. Second one Nike, that's unreleased. And then Pace and Chill.
Right.
So just be on the lookout for that. Dope, just creating. That's what's cool about being an artist, a creator. You know what I'm saying? I said that's why it's a pet peeve of mine. Don't call me a rapper. I'm an artist. I'm a creator. Because I'm a thinker. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing things with intention. You watch the video, got the infinity symbol with good and evil on the mirrors. You got to look at the video. It's a lot of subliminals in there.
See?
Pretty dope.
Right, a lot of mismatch. I got you right there. Man, nah, that's real. And then, man, you also, too, man, you dropped a 2-part series, too, man, kind of, you know, filming your life. And go back to that, man, because it was talking, you know, you was going into, you know, the ride and things and everything that was going on in Phoenix at the time, man. You know, talk about that and, like, what made you want to start, like, documenting that? Because I'm like, dude, that's tough right there. Like, and then, you know, you also made the newspaper and things like that for a lot of people who don't know about that, man. Talk about that time and just the whole creating of the documentary. Is it a documentary? I don't want to be
It's supposed to be a 7-part series, but you know, I'm still working on getting those episodes out, so I'm gonna have those out. We're still gonna be do the 7-part series, episode 3 on the way. But yeah, just documenting what I'm doing. Content is king. And also making sure you control the narrative of your story.
Right.
Like you said, I was in the news for protesting, standing up for just what was going on in the atmosphere of 2019, 2021.
Right.
Systematic injustice, bro, simply. Really something I'm passionate about. Burst in, did my research in, so I'm not just out there for no reason.
Right.
Was a part of protests, was at the forefront of some protests. Was going all summer. That was some all summer shit. Like really, it's been fucked up all summer. Pepper spray.
Right. I mean, I'm like, man, you really like, you know, just going back
around with the pistol on them, with stress being. So just really willing to put your life on the line for the front line for the message, for the greater good. That's really just making sure too. That's making sure generations after us gonna be straight. It's like I said, it's a lot going on. You feel me? It's a lot of individuals just not for you. So like, it really is a battle of good and evil out here.
Right. That's real, and like, man, even if you know you guys watch the video, man, like I said, it's a great series, man. If you go check out those first 2 episodes, man, and you know, like just the fact that you was out there front line when it's on, you feel me? Like just out there really, you know, they were shooting the beanbags or something at you guys, and I'm like, man, bro, not really moving to us. Like we really come with peace, so man, and you standing up, man, and you know, standing up, you know, making your voice be heard, right? Making it what you stand. Believe in, you know, standing up for that. Let me ask you, how do you feel about people who have that platform but don't use it to stand up for that? You know, especially people of color.
Well, I mean, you can't. Everybody called for a different mission. Everybody got to do their job of learning the knowledge to wake up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really judge individuals. I just know what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? I know being around me is, you know what I'm saying, you'll be affected with some type of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So.
And that's real right there, man, you know, because like you say, like not being here to judge, you know, because God said don't judge nobody. And it's like, it's funny because I always hear people, well, Stephen A. Smith should say this or somebody should be saying this. LeBron should be saying.
Smith right now, bro. He's a coon, bro.
You think so?
Oh my gosh. He killing Kyrie. That's ridiculous. You capitalizing off of dehumanizing your own race, bro. I'm not messing with you, bro.
Like, how do you think, like, you know, he you know, dehumanizing Kyrie?
You over here bashing the man for really standing up for really what's right, and he gotta understand he has a power of influence, bro. He's on ESPN, bro. He's the face of a lot of things.
And not to cut you off, right? It was going back to like you say, like we really the product. So really, if everybody else would take that stand with him, then things would change. Like,
well, you going so hard on your own kind, but you don't do that you don't go that hard on others.
Right.
Like, no. Especially when it's this serious, when something is bigger than basketball. What he doing is going to go down in history for real. And that's what I'm saying. Individuals not hip. They're not real. You got to do your research.
Right.
To understand what's going on.
No, that's real right there. And just really just going back to, like I was saying, just not judging. Like I always hear people, well, they should do this. They should take the knee. They should sit down. They should stand up. But like going back to that not judging, it's like once again, it's like what you really stand for, what you really believe in. Because like even when people was taking that knee, I'm like, y'all didn't really stand up for that. Y'all did it because it looked good at the time. It looked like the right thing to do. I'm like, people like Colin Kaepernick, Eric Reed, they really taking knees.
Lost their careers off that.
And they standing on that. But it's so crazy too because people are like, well, they lost their careers. But I'm like, man, you don't know how God blessed them.
Probably gained the world though.
Come on. Lost their careers and probably gained the world, man. That's that's real right there.
Relationships.
Man. Speak on relationships, man, because that's one thing I know I had to learn. Like, God always intended for us to be in relationships and not so isolated, right? Like, not so in this mind frame of I can do everything myself and things like that versus like, no, you really, and that's when I'm starting to realize you really need people to win. You really need others, relationships, things like that.
Hey, man, like they always say, man, you can go fast alone, but you can go further together, you know what I'm saying? That's just learning how to deal with each relationship in your life, with love, friendships, kinships. You know what I'm saying, associateships, you know what I'm saying, just learning how to treat others and learning how to move in your relationship with intention and just appreciate the people around you, you know what I'm saying. Understand nobody perfect, you know what I'm saying, meet people where they at, but always try to go forward.
I like that right there. He said, I'm going to meet you where you at, but look, we're going to try to go forward,
you know
right?
That's slow motion better than no motion, for real.
For real, bro.
So,
and that's real right
making
there.
progress than none.
That's real. And then, man, going back to the, your first album, right, that you dropped, man. I don't want to say it wrong name. How do you pronounce it?
Overthinking.
Overthinking, right? Yeah. Overthinking. I'm thinking of nostalgic.
That's the single.
That's the single, right? That's the
nostalgic.
Right, but Overthinking, man. Going back to that album, man. First off, bro, what would you say was your favorite song off that album?
Go ahead.
And then what was the process behind making that album? Cause man, I love it with the overthinking, everything with the songs. Man,
that was my first songs I ever put out. That was the middle of the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? I started making those songs in 2019. The first 4 songs in 2019. Then I finished the second 4 songs when I moved back home in 2020. So it eventually ended up being 9 tracks. But really, just like I said, we got in Portales. It was a pandemic, man. When then they shut the school down. I was working at the gas station, bro. So like, that shit else is right. I'm in a town. I'm in a rural town. It's cool. It's the college, and then we got a Walmart. You feel me? That's about it.
Right.
You feel me? So wasn't nothing else to do but be creative and work. So I chose to put my mind to that, and it's like the energy was in the air for it. Like the song was coming from God. It was just easy. My creative juices was flowing. So I mean, like, it felt like I was meant to be doing what I was doing in that moment. So it just picked up from there. You know what I'm saying? Then I ended up making 9 tracks called Overthinking. Overthinking really just describes me. You know what I'm saying? I overthink a lot. I think that is a part of being a creator. In creating things, you just overthink.
Pressure, just everything.
You know what I'm saying? Not pressure, just overthinking.
Right.
Overanalyzing. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool, man.
Heck yeah, I know for me, man, like pressure made me overthink too. You know what I mean? Like, not in the sense of like it's like, once again, like he said, turning off my grind, waking up to my pressure, but it's all in your mind, so I never feel pressure. So, and like how Pastor said, like, I'm pressed, I'm not depressed. Like, like that pressure in a good way. Like, like I seen a video from Steve Harvey. He was like, put pressure on yourself. Like, you need to put some pressure on yourself because, like, once again, man, like, it make you think, bro. It make you be creative. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta make this. I want to make this video happen. It costs this, that. Like, let me put that pressure to make, like, pressure not always a bad thing. Like, when we say, like, pressure, like, sometimes it got, like, that negative, like, conversation with it. You know what I mean? Like, so,
pressure make diamonds, but that statement is real.
For real. Man, and then what would you say, like, your favorite song off that album? I know for me, bro, Better Days, right?
That's crazy. That wasn't even going to make the album.
That's crazy to think, bro.
I put that song out. I really didn't like it.
Man, that's crazy to think.
I ain't going to say that. I ain't saying I didn't like it. I made the song, so I liked it. But I don't have a favorite. All of them. I don't have a favorite.
Right. And then going back to just, like, picking the songs and stuff, like, how do you decide as an artist what song is going to make this album and then what song is not? Because I'm like, man, y'all create all day and then never put some songs out. I'm like, that's crazy.
See, I was fortunate enough to make every song that I made off the album, that was a one-on-one. Each one was a one-on-one. So,
right.
Well, that's tight. It was a one-on-one. So,
right.
I think really wasn't no deciding. It was what it was. It was good.
Right.
Because those was, like I said, some of my first songs I made ever. and that was dope. So,
Hey, I know the girls love me. Hey, the other girls.
Doing all the girls shit. Like, how old are you?
Man, I'm telling you, we back rolling.
Yeah.
Good. Man, yeah, man. It's been dope to have you, man.
Really appreciate you, man.
And I see you, man. Like you've been doing other interviews and things like that, man. How's that going for you, man? And are you just taking Are you just trying to, get on as many platforms as possible, man? How important is that networking and things like that? Because I see your following and stuff and your support, man, just going through the roof.
Yeah, it's important, man. Again, networking again on these platforms, and then it's really been every interview I've been on. It's been genuine. It really then became cool, so it's been dope. Been on quite a few podcasts here in Arizona, interview shows, radio shows. So it's just been fun, been important though for your brand. Gotta get out there, you gotta get seen. So either you get seen like this, or you get seen doing some dumb shit. I ain't trying to make myself a parody, so yeah, we like this with it, man.
Right, that's real right there. I'm definitely gonna snip at that part, man. So you can see like this on some dumb shit. Oh man, that's real, man. And then man, what can we expect from you, man? Coming up soon, man. We talked about projects and things, and the new work you just dropped, and the old album and stuff. So what's to come as far as with the music?
Oh man, this is a lot, man. Ponderosa Live Sessions, Part 1, 2, and 3. Part 1 is already out. I got Pressure dropping next month, February 18th. Then every month after that, I'm gonna drop some song, video, either a song or two each month for the rest of the year. So just be ready for the work, support, ready for the consistency, man. 10 toes to the pavement.
Come on, man, with your heels down, for real. No, man, it's been a pleasure to have you, man. Man, thankful that you took the time to come and do this interview once
Appreciate
again,
you,
man. Long overdue, but like we was just talking about off camera, it's God's time and God's speed. You know what I'm saying? So it's finally here, man. You're killing it, man. Make sure y'all go get y'all Vision hat. You know what I'm saying? And man, we ain't done. This only part 1, so he gonna be back here real soon.
Come on, man. We working, man.
Heck yeah.
Appreciate Resiliency Camp Podcast. It's Vavrix on, man. We in here, man.
Man, we out. Appreciate you. Yep. Love.